What's up, guys? Okay, let's have a serious talk about climate change. All right, and why I can't actually, I just can't believe that so many people, even ones that supported Bernie Sanders, are so oblivious to the reality of this issue and why it's so important, why we cannot take Donald Trump for 4 years or 2 years or the establishment. We can't take the Koch brothers, the fossil fuel lobby for another 4 years. Okay, yeah, we might survive. Humanity might be around, but if we don't take aggressive action right now, you know democracy is broken. You know this election was rigged. So if we don't fix it now, we're going to have several things. Okay, the last several years have been hotter and hotter, increasingly hotter by a wider and wider margin. You know, if you do those mathematics intelligence tests, um, and you look for patterns, hotter and hotter by a wider and wider margin. Scientists have been warning us for decades about climate change. It's not rocket science. So we're going to have hotter and hotter temperatures. Okay, what does that mean? Well, hotter weather, well, more severe weather storms, number one. Secondly, more drought. Hotter temperature leads to more drought, which leads to what? Well, more drought, I guess that leads to more famine. Okay, some more hunger, more starvation, and another that leads to what? More warfare. So our democracy is broken. It was rigged. Climate change, wealth inequality. Let me just add another issue for you that no one talks about: escalating wealth inequality. Um, the people will not be able to finance a candidate in 4 more years. Bernie, people were giving $2, $3, $4 to Bernie Sanders. He wasn't taking special interest money. We already had escalating runaway wealth inequality. So 4 more years, how can we possibly expect the candidate of the people? Not going to happen. The powers that be have all the power. They're going to have more power in 4 years. Why? Because the people would rather whine and quit than stand up and fight back now for everything this country stands for. Democracy, equality, justice. You got screwed. We got screwed. And I feel like I'm the last one fighting. And all these wannabe, fighters, the Stephen Colbert. I mean, no, he's not a fighter. He's an entertainer. But all these news channels, MSNBC. Oh, guys, I don't want to hear about 4 more years. Knowing we got screwed this year, we got to fix this now. We need to demand new elections. Or hey, let's just go and kill ourselves and kill our children. You know, any other generation in the past, they would have fought and died to protect their generations to come. We're talking about fighting to protect the planet in our own lifetime. You know, when I was fundraising for Greenpeace and sometimes the Democratic Party or other progressive environmental causes, 2 or 3 years ago, I would frequently talk to people that would say, it's too late. It's too late to reverse climate change. And so I would just challenge them, or this can't be saved. So you're going to quit? What's the alternative? You're just going to quit. Seriously. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm not a quitter. And I'll tell you something else. Life is a game. The the day you die, the minute you die is the minute you quit. I ain't never going to quit. And that was the fire I brought. And look, I'm not a warrior. I would never fight with a gun or a knife. I would never kill or hurt anyone physically. But I'll fight with my words, absolutely. And I was like that even before I knew the truth. That as conscious beings, we don't die. It was just, I call it my sacred honor. Like the founding fathers said, they pledged their life, their fortune, and their sacred honor on the cause of progress. And we remember them for being great men. Um, so, in terms of flesh and blood, yeah, we're going to die someday. But you think the universe or God's going to punish you for that? Yeah, or that the masses won't come to your back? Struggle, guys. Come on, kids, let's go. You were given a life to have fun, yeah, to dance, sing, but to to love each other and take care of each other. That's about it. We live in the age of fear, greed, and narcissism. We see it in our culture. We see it in the partisan rhetoric in Washington, D.C. We see it in the fact that less than half the people vote in this country. So we got our work cut out for us. But you know what? The silver lining is this. There's power to be had all over the place. People are longing for a genuine leader. Um, and Bernie was that leader. I know that he was threatened. I still can't believe that having been screwed by the very establishment, the thing that he's been fighting for his career, and knowing that he was screwed. I mean, he's too nice of a guy. Not too nice, but he's a nice man, I suppose, and didn't feel it was right to challenge. But here we are. Here we go, fellas. So the revolution is coming. I'm certain of it. The storm of life is a magnetic storm. If you don't know what that is, that's when you get a solar flare from the sun, and you get the northern lights, which messes with your electricity grid sometimes. Don't anyone tell me that this country and this world isn't, it's out of whack, guys. Too reliant on our technology, too disconnected. Oh, the storm is coming. Set your clock by it. August of this year. The balance of power must be redistributed, and it will be redistributed. I can see it coming. So you got to be a little bit ahead of the curve. You got to see things coming. You got to look at the past and figure things out. In this past year, I say, guys, this election has all the elements of every battle that humanity's ever fought, from the time of Pharaoh to the Civil War, racism, the race riots of the 60s, the French Revolution in terms of escalating wealth inequality, you know, peace protests, and that Bernie was the one who at least would talk about world peace. World War II, and then we fought fascism. You stack it all up. You couldn't ask for more. You want to live in interesting times, you got it. But you better get on the dance floor. You better do something, and do something bold. I'll be out there. Like I said, you can find me in the eye of the storm. You may not see me, but I'm going to make my home right there. Be ready.